You think you are trying to fix the relationship, but to them, it feels like they are trying to survive it. And that's why both people end up exhausted. Not because nobody cared, but because both people were trying so hard in completely opposite directions. Think about what really happened after you fight. Maybe you stopped talking for a while. Maybe things got cold. But eventually, you would go back and talking things through. And in your mind, you were doing the right thing. You probably even feel like I'm trying harder than they are. Love them more than they love me. At least I'm trying to fighting for this relationship, right? Have you ever stopped and think about how those conversations felt from their side? Because from their perspective, every time you trying to come back and trying to fix things, they hurt. Here we go again. All you ever talk about is how much you done for this relationship. What about me? Do my effort not count at all? And this is the part most people miss. Your ex probably did try to solve the problem before. It's not they never tried. They did. But eventually they stopped believing it worked. The reason you couldn't see their effort is because their way of solving problems didn't match your definition of solving problems. Or maybe you saw them trying, but the result still didn't feel good enough for you. And if that feels true to you, then this is probably the real issue. Both of you were trying to solve the relationship, but you were solving two completely different problems. Because for you, solving problem meant sit down with me, talking this through, explain everything clearly, take accountability, reach an understanding, make me feel secure again. And honestly, that logic makes sense. But only when both people are emotionally standing in the same place. Because for your partner, their version of solving the problem slowly became, please stop, I need space. I can't breathe right now. You wanted clarity. They wanted relief. You wanted reassurance. They wanted emotional survival. And here's something important. They probably won't always like this. In the beginning, they probably did trying to communicate with your way. They did talking, explaining, staying, fixing. But over time, they started feeling like no matter how much I tried, it was never enough. So their nervous system learned. Talking doesn't make this better. It's only creating more pressure. And that's when they start shutting up. And this is the hardest truth. Sometimes you are not trying to fix things itself. You are trying to solve the feeling of being emotionally abandoned. Think about it carefully. The moment they went quiet, you panicked. The moment they stopped replying, your body starts spiraling. And suddenly, it wasn't even about original argument anymore. It became, do you still care about me? Are you going to leave me? Do I still matter to you? That's why the more silent they became, the more desperate you became for a response. And the more desperate you became, the more trapped they felt. So you chased harder, they pulled away further. Not because either of you were evil, but because both nervous systems are drowning. And honestly, a lot of this started long before the relationship. For many people, silence used to mean emotional abandonment. As a child, maybe the only time you were truly noticed was when you cried, when you reacted, when you become emotional. So your nervous system learned, if I stay quiet, nobody sees me. But if I panic, if I cry, if I chase, maybe someone gonna stay. And without realizing it, you cried that fear into adult relationship. So every time when your partner emotionally pulled away, it didn't just feel uncomfortable. It felt terrifying, like being emotionally erased. And this is why I need you to understand something. Your ex didn't leave because you weren't unlovable. They left because the emotional weight became too heavy to both people. And honestly, you were suffering too. Neither people was the asshole here. Both people were hurting. One person was desperately reaching for reassurance. The other was desperately trying to not drown. And healing starts when you stop trying to forcing someone else to hold together the part of you that were abandoned long before they arrived. Because your partner is not your therapist. They are not your parent. They cannot permanently regulate every fear inside of you. That doesn't make you broke, and it doesn't make them heartless. It just means both of you were trying to survive with the emotional tools you had at that time. So if you really want to change your relationship, stop asking why wouldn't they fix this with me, and start asking why does this silence destroy me so deeply. That question changes everything.